right, welcome to Single-Handed Chef. Today we are on location. I'm with a friend of mine, Lutie, and we are going to smoke some pork butts. We're going to cheat a little bit. You'll see. She'll explain why she's doing it. She's a dear friend of mine. She opened up Lutie Jams. That's how she got this grill, was through Lutie Jams. She's an amazing person. She's a rock star, literally. And I'm gonna let her explain everything else.
Hi, I'm Lutie. Today I'll be doing these pork butts. Cooking these for Christmas dinner. My aunt and uncle are coming over, and my mom, my husband, and we always have barbecue for Christmas. So this year we're doing it at my house, and instead of my aunt and uncle buying barbecue, I'm gonna make some. So I got my 2 pork shoulders here. Last night I rubbed them down with a brown sugar rub. It's got brown
proprietary reasoning. She's not going to tell you exactly what's in it.
I'll tell you a little bit what's in it. It's got, cayenne.
Probably got some
paprika,
Yep spice.
Brown sugar and Yep spice. Yep spice is something I get. It's a byproduct of when I make Yep sauce, which I made yesterday.
She's an entrepreneur.
Not so much anymore. I went back to work full time, so it's just for fun now. But anyway, if you want to take a look at my butts, yeah.
There's the butts.
I let it sit overnight with the rub on it. So now I'm gonna put them on my grill.
And this amazing grill she has here.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
We got the Masterbuilt 560, I believe. It's the smallest one you can get, the cheapest one. So I put this pan in here.
It's all you need for home use.
Put this pan in here to catch some of the drippings. That way I don't have to clean it quite as often. So I got it set about 275. And I'm going to set these in here. And then put this probe in into probably about right here. Close the lid. I'm gonna let that ride for about 2 hours. Come back and check it. Probably brush it or spray it with a little apple juice. Do that every hour or two for a long time. And then I got a late start today because I'm on a break from work and I didn't want to get up at the busted dawn to make pork butts. So that lies the shortcut I'm going to show you later, where I'm going to get the smoke on it.
But it's a
for
good
most
shortcut.
of the day. Then later we're going to braise it to finish it in the oven. That way I'll get a little bit of pork jus to put in my sauce.
Very nice.
We can let this ride and come back and check on it later.
All right, we'll be back in a few hours with people. It's a labor of love when you're making pork. All right, we're back. We're gonna check the pork to see where we're at. So we've been in here for about 2 hours. You want to explain what's going on?
Yeah, so it's been about almost 2 hours. So we're gonna open it up and take a look.
Ooh.
Nowhere near, but now it's time to rehydrate it a little. I usually put a pan of water in there, but I forgot because I was busy running my mouth, so it's okay though. I'm gonna brush it with a little apple juice. I usually spray it with a spray bottle, but can't find my spray bottle, so
That'll be fine.
this will be fine. So I generally do this after the first 2 hours. I probably let it go another 2 hours and brush it again. And then after that, I'll probably go about 1 hour. Then later in the day, after it gets a nice bark on it, probably transfer it to the oven then.
All right, we'll be back in a couple more hours. All right, thank you so much for doing this, Lutie.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. All right, we're back. So here's our little cheat trick. We pulled the pork in, if you're in a hurry, and this is a good little hack, sometimes people can't, you can't sit there and tend to grill the whole time, so you want to go in with the oven. So Lutie's going to explain what she does.
Hi. So we put that pork on about 9 o'clock this morning, and then I just pulled it out around 3, and then I put it in a big braising pan, put a little bit of that apple juice I was basting it with, a couple of oranges from the produce box, and some water, and I wrapped it up in foil, and we're gonna throw it in the oven to finish cooking. Probably like 2 more hours.
What's the temperature?
I pulled it off the smoker. It was about 150.
The oven.
The oven's at 375. You
right.
can do lower than that if if you're not in as big a hurry as I am. I'm kind of in a hurry.
There it is right there. There's the 2 porks. And she's going to put it in the oven. Be very careful. Close it up. And then let it roll for how long?
Let that ride for another couple hours.
So we'll let that ride for a couple more hours, and we'll be back to taste some pork, hopefully. All right, we'll be back. All right, now we're back. It's been about 2.5 hours, and we're going to pull the pork out of the oven. There's Lutie once again, and she's going to pull it out of the oven. Be very careful because you're going to have a lot of hot liquid in there, and this, depending on, she's doing 2, so it's going to be even heavier.
Yeah, so when I put the liquid in, I only put about halfway up because when you braise it, the meat's gonna leach out some more liquid, and you don't want it to overflow in your oven. You have a big.
Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that!
And it's been resting. You should let it rest for
about a half hour.
Half hour or 2 hours, something like that.
Oh, it smells so good. It looks so good. We're going to break some up here in a little bit.
See where we're at. Yeah.
204.
Yeah, you want it, between 190, 210. This ought to be nice and tender.
It's going to be so good. And putting the extra juice in there, you retain that liquid for a sauce, plus it helps you get some of the pork in there. It just helps impart a lot of beautiful flavors. So we're gonna let it rest for a little bit longer, and then we'll pull a little bit off and we'll try it. Be right back. All right, now she's gonna pull it out after it's been resting. And be very careful because it will fall apart. So you wanna make sure you have your pan right next to this, and look at it just falling apart. Oh my God. And it's gonna be hot. So be careful with the heat, the weight, and you gotta be careful with the hot liquid because if it's super tender, sometimes look at that bone just come out. That is what you want. And look at the pink on that, it's properly smoked. But be careful because sometimes what happens is a piece will fall in the
Check out the smoke
liquid.
ring.
Oh, can you see that?
The smoke
That's
ring
what's
right
called
there.
a smoke ring. And that's ideally what you want.
Look, I'm cutting it with like spatulas. Tender. Got this juice here. The jus. I'm gonna put this in my barbecue sauce.
And the beautiful thing about doing it like this, I know it's cheating a little bit, but their barbecue sauce will impart a lot of that smoky flavor that you got from the pork. And so it's a purist won't do this, but a chef will. And that's what we are.
If you're in a hurry too, you'll do it like this. Try that. It could be more tender.
That's so delicious.
Once it gets chopped up and sauced, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh my God.
If I had more time, I would have done it lower and slower. But this is good.
And this is a good little hack. You know, it's a good hack. It's not like a hack. This is a way to control it. You get some smoke into the meat, and then you can just put it in your oven, and then you can go about your day and do what you need to do, and then come back to it. You can do, if you have with a smoker, you don't want to do that because, you know, you leave your house or whatever, it might flare up. Be careful, be safe, make sure you don't have too much liquid in there because pork can catch on fire because of the fat. So be safe if you're going to do it. And then we'll do another video because Lutie's husband makes these southern burritos where he does
hillbilly burritos.
Hillbilly burritos. Trust me, I've had them. They are delicious, and they're New Year's too because he'll do pork, collards, and black eyed peas. So in a week it'll be New Year's burrito, but most of the time it's a hillbilly, and it's delicious. And if you don't know Jack, you'll love him as well. So thank you so much, Lutie, for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll have to do this again. We'll do something a little bit more that won't take so labor intensive of a time for our next video that I do.
Or we'll get started earlier.
Yeah. But I thank you so much, and thank you Produce Project for providing the produce that we use for the sauce and everything else. Everybody have a Merry Christmas, and remember, this is a good holiday thing to do, to have a smoked pork butt for Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, whatever. It's something that you can have, and you could do multiple things with it. So have a happy holidays, and thank you for coming out to the Single-Handed Chef, and I'll see you next year, 2023. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye.